Welcome to Let's Play Minecraft Biomes Oh Plenty. Biomes Oh Plenty is a mod that gives new biomes to the Minecraft world. I have access to over 90 new biomes as well as new plants, flowers, trees, building blocks, mobs, ores, and much, much more. For those who are interested in seeing what this mod is all about, I have included the link to the Biomes Oh Plenty mod page in the description below. I didn't want this series to be like the other series I am doing, so this series will mainly be goal-oriented. I will be giving myself an hour and seeing how much of one item I can collect. Today it will be oak logs. I will be using the timber mod that allows me to hit any block of a tree and get all the wood from that tree once that block is broken. I was thinking that I could do a challenge in a future episode where I do not use the timber mod and see how many logs I get. I have picked this little oak grove behind me to do today's challenge. I have put torches by every tree, and when I chop one down, I will put a sapling down so another tree can grow. Okay, let's go! So I thought, since I am chopping down oak trees, that I would tell you a little bit about Johnny Appleseed. Why would I bring up Johnny Appleseed, you ask? Well, because oak trees in Minecraft drop apples, of course. Johnny Appleseed is a figure in American folklore who was depicted as a barefoot drifter with a saucepan on his head who roamed the land planting apple trees.
Today is gonna be a little something more. I've got a plan in mind, a special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play, 'cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. It's my lucky day, my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. Slept in 'cause I don't care and didn't make the bed. Sip coffee on my couch, what can I do instead? No work, it's only fun 'cause it's all okay. 'Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. It's my lucky day, my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day.
This is how I remember the legend of Johnny Appleseed. However, he was a real person. He was born John Chapman on September 26, 1774, in Leominster, Massachusetts, just prior to the American Revolutionary War, and, as most sites report, died in or around March 18, 1845, in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Let me read his obituary. It tells you who he was and how much of a unique American character he was. It is dated March 22, 1845, and comes from the Fort Wayne Sentinel newspaper. On the same day in this neighborhood, at an advanced age, Mr. John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. The deceased was well known through this region by his eccentricity and the strange garb he usually wore. He followed the occupation of a nurseryman and has been a regular visitor here upwards of 10 years. He was a native of Pennsylvania, we understand, but his home, if home he had, for some years past was in the neighborhood of Cleveland, where he has relatives living. He is supposed to have considerable property, yet denied himself almost the common necessities of life, not so much perhaps for avarice as from his peculiar notions on religious subjects. He was a follower of Swedenborg, and devoutly believed that the more he endured in this world, the less he would have to suffer, and the greater would be his happiness hereafter. He submitted to every privation with cheerfulness and content, believing that in doing so he was securing snug quarters hereafter. In the most inclement weather, he might be seen barefooted and almost naked, except when he chanced to pick up articles of old clothing. Notwithstanding the privations and exposure he endured, he lived to an extreme old age, not less than 80 years at the time of his death, though no person would have judged from his appearance that he was 60. He always carried with him some work on the doctrines of Swedenborg, with which he was perfectly familiar, and would readily converse and argue on his tenets, using much shrewdness and penetration. His death was quite sudden. He was seen on our streets a day or two previous. John Chapman was the second-born child of Nathaniel and Elizabeth Chapman. The street he was born on still exists today as Johnny Appleseed Lane, and there is a granite marker where his exact birthplace is. His mother died shortly after giving birth to him. His father, who was in the military at the time of his wife's death, went back to Massachusetts and remarried, where he had 10 more children. The apples he planted were not considered edible. They were used for cider as they were small and tart. The cider was more popular than beer, whiskey, and other alcoholic drinks because it cost less. Not only did he plant seeds, but he also preached as he traveled. And though he owned numerous nurseries that combined gave him 1,200 acres of land, he lived a life as if he were poor. He remained chaste, celibate, and unmarried, as his religious beliefs were that was how he would reach heaven.
something more. I've got a plan in mind, a special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play, 'cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. 'cause I don't care and didn't make the bed. Sip coffee on my couch, what can I do instead? No work, it's only fun, 'cause it's all okay. 'Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told.
Hopefully you enjoyed learning about Johnny Appleseed. I won't have stories like this for every episode, but I will try to inject them where appropriate. American folklore has several legendary figures that can easily be spoken about during some Minecraft activities. Okay, let's see how much I collected. This shulker box is completely full of oak logs. That's 27 stacks. This shulker box has 1 stack of oak logs plus 5. One I accidentally right-clicked on before chopping and made it into a stripped log. So here is the rundown of what I collected in numbers. There are 28 stacks of oak logs. Each stack has 64 items. So with the 28 stacks of oak logs plus 5, I collected 1,797 oak logs. I got 3 stacks of sticks plus 13 for a total of 205 and 47 apples. Not bad for an hour's worth of running around. Thank you to all my amazing patrons. Fantarang, Darth Wedgius, Roy, Fraser, and AJ Ravenwolf. I will work on other stuff in between, so these episodes won't just be about how much I can collect of any one resource in an hour. Oh, and next episode, I will take you on a tour of my base. If you liked this episode, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Oh, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I upload new content. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.